So there's a bit of chaos here. You know, you might have noticed things are a bit stale set-wise, and so I can't see the forest for the trees anymore.
There's a lot. Vitaly, can we get a quick pan across the forest? Let's talk about the wires.
Yeah. So this area has needed a bit of an update. It is more functional than aesthetically pleasing at this point. Like, stuff is getting done, but I think stuff can get done in a little bit more organized fashion.
I think it can be more functional without losing character too, which would, I think that'd help you in the video production process.
We got to go with like post-apocalyptic steampunk, like we're gonna actually get it done.
I was up here for some other stuff. We have some videos we did together touring the office and everything, and I would really like to make myself useful. I have a good amount of experience dealing with like lots of stuff in small spaces from the old studio setup that we had, and I'd really like to. Yes, we're going to use a lot of bins today.
I can help you with storage server. You can help me with actual storage.
I can do that. That is something I'm qualified for. Your audio might not work well in there.
Hello. Oh, I'm queued up to do my audiobook work. This is great.
Oh yeah. So, yeah, I mean the hope is, I guess my goals are to like basically listen to what it is you want to build here, but I would like to increase your general efficiency, your ability to work, and I think we share some similarities in the sense that I remember where everything is, and so if someone else moves it, it's a problem.
Yep.
But that doesn't scale, right? Like that's an awful approach to anything because recognizing my own faults was important.
See also earlier, like where's the tape measure? It's like, oh, that's on the third floor behind the second shelf near the door under the thing in the third plastic bin.
And it becomes easier for you to just go get it yourself, right? And that's a problem. So yeah, stuff. The way we solved this in my office was to get a little bit of scale without going crazy. Was everything kind of gets its own spot and it's kind of cataloged and indexed. So if someone moves something I was working on, it's really confined to this 10 by 10 area and it's easy for me to go get it. And we won't be able to fix all that today, but I do think what we can do is, can we get a shot over here? Stuff like the table there, not the, whatever, the mannequin. So stuff like on the table.
That's Stacy, our influencer.
Stuff like the table we can really, I think, help you with today is just like, let's get this cataloged here, build a system of, this is my active project, this is my short-term ambition, and this is my decaying project that I might have to just kind of part ways with.
Yeah.
And build a system where they can just move spot to spot, and when it hits that, okay, this has now decayed, hopefully we can make it so that someone you trust on your team spatially, as in like ability to put things in place that make sense, they can just take it and move it for you.
Yeah, and also a little bit more separation of like, we do the actual work or the actual research in here. And it's like, maybe we do that somewhere else, and then when we're ready, we bring it in here.
Yeah, but the big thing we're gonna do first is clean up, and then we'll reposition a lot of the set furniture.
Yeah, it'll look different. Like the end result is it'll just look different and nicer and not be shooting back this way. So hopefully that'll be good.
And we'll still keep a lot of the chaos because that is the charm, but it can be more organized chaos.
Yes.
So Wendell, we have this in our tour video. I don't know if your viewers on your channel have seen this area, but
a little bit, not much. It's like workshop, fun, scary. Like this is where I can make things out of wood.
What did you bring over there?
Those are miscellaneous hard drives.
Okay.
This is a various sizes. For some
I can't see what's happening, but I can see the camera movement, and it's interesting. Hey, Vitaly, turn the camera screen to me so I can see it. I want to watch the video. I want to watch what you're filming.
It sounds really funny though.
Yeah, the sounds are comical.
There's work being done over there.
Probably the caulk gun should go to your hardware work area.
Yep, we literally have a place for caulk guns.
Wendell, I need an area I can clean without asking you a million questions about stuff. So is that gonna be under the table?
Yeah. Even on top of the table, because I can grab the. So like this is This is our leftovers of our 15th gen, so this has data on it that otherwise I was going to take this off.
Okay.
But you know, it was like 13th and 14th gen. Like, what's going on? It's an Asus W680 motherboard.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So
Multi-core enhancements on by default.
yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. Do you want blue painter's tape?
Yeah, do you know where that is?
Basement.
Getting your stairs today.
Sure am. Didn't know today was cardio day.
Oh wow! Where did these come from?
It was in yonder.
You don't want to know. But anyway,
Okay,
lots of
alright.
labeling options.
Cool.
Okay.
I'll ask you. I already asked him, but clear trash that you have millions of in the office, can I throw out, or do you really want this? Because you probably have lots of anti-static bags.
I do have lots of anti-static bags, but I just so happen to need one.
Okay.
Like, seriously.
We'll get through this. This is a project I have a vision for, but it will be another time. It'll be next time. This could be an awesome storage room with some good planning, some shelving.
All good.
Very similar to the approach I took, but it's gonna be a future thing. This is all building maintenance, cleaning. This is empty.
Sounds good.
Anti-static bag bin.
That is now forever anti-static bags.
I'm gonna label it for you. This goes with all the cleaning supplies. Because it is a cleaning supply.
Surprise! This is like 1 gigabit. It's a dual 1 gigabit. I'm gonna throw this away and somebody's gonna comment like, I could have used that. So if you want this, hit me up in the forum. It's literally just a dual 1 gig card. There's nothing special about it.
Ooh, that's cool. What's the story to this?
This is from MSI.
What was it for?
I think this was for launch of 7000 series. Or no, not 9000.
GPU or CPU?
AMD. This is AMD's
Oh, 9000.
9000
Yeah,
series
okay.
launch. So it was like 2 layers.
That's
of
a nice
stuff.
box. Do you want that as a set piece?
I mean, it could be, or I could
'Cause-
use it for actual storage.
Yeah, either way. Ooh,
Yeah.
not etched.
Nope.
That's cool.
I mean, it's
People might like that.
I
Guess they've probably seen it.
yeah, it's a mechanical sample, so it's
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's expected to work.
We talked about that. They might. Or I think maybe I didn't talk with you about it, but AMD. Anyway, they gave us some mechanical D-lids, and then it was suggested to me that they might actually work despite us being told that they were broken. But I have not tested it. It might be worth testing.
Neat. Here's where I 3D printed my own NAS case.
Oh wow. That's actually really cool.
I was trying to build something that was
Wow.
idling less than 100 watts, and Zen 4 gets it done.
And you wanted to, you basically did it this way so you could choose your own board and CPU.
And drive layout.
Okay.
Yeah, because a lot of the
What's special about your drive layout here?
So with the Zen 4 mobile, there's not a lot of PCIe lanes, so I built this in such a way that I could take an M.2 and turn it into a PCIe slot and mount it back here with enough cooling. And then that was actually a RAID controller. Well, not a host bus adapter. The RAID part was disabled. And then I could run flash drives here, like old enterprise cast-off flash drives.
Yeah.
And then I've got a flash-based NAS that idles less than 100 watts.
That's cool. That's super cool. Okay, so he's already got one back here. Put that up there.
That was labeled.
This goes to HL15.
There.
Yes.
We'll just keep
Where's the HL15?
Right there.
Oh, that HL15. Drive, half of a drive courier.
Yeah, it can be used for storage or it can become garbage.
I already forgot which drawer it was. Okay. I closed it. I was like, oh no. Object permanence. It's gone.
You know, I just realized the genius of all this is there will be video documentation for everything that was moved.
That's true. If you really wanted to crawl for something, you could. If you were really desperate to find it.
Where did it go?
Wait a minute, well, but this would be a great AI test. Just have it watch the information.
I understand this resonates with me so well because the MSI thing's like the perfect example. I have all those old Intel NUC ones. I don't know if you remember those.
Yeah.
We kept them all because like it's so cool. I don't want to get rid of it. I have no use for it. So normally it becomes a set piece where it at least looks cool.
I like it because it's a big metal box, and you don't throw big metal boxes away.
Yeah, exactly. Well, especially like the Intel ones, a lot were made out of like some guy in marketing handmade it out of wood. You know,
Yeah. The mechanical sample.
This is nice. This could be a.
I did the holder for that, and that mechanical sample Epic is supposed to go there, because this is like it's the largest CPU ever. It's like no, Penny Pro. Yeah.
We can throw it in there, and then I was gonna put it with the studio gear as this probably comes back in as a set piece.
Okay.
So.
A tale of two sockets.
You want it in your office or set?
Set's fine.
Okay.
Separated by 10 years.
This is deceptively heavy.
That's what makes it awesome.
Yeah. This is the side panel for the server you just had?
That is the side panel for the server that's on the bottom back there. I've never found the top panel for the one that's on the workbench, which is why it has not moved yet.
Got it.
So I might have to move it anyway. It's possible that its panel is somewhere else.
How long have you known Stacy?
She's older than we are.
Oh, wow.
She is about, I know it's rude to talk about age, but she is probably 60 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sorry, Stacy.
Good genetics or a lot of work done?
A lot of work done. A lot of work done.
A lot of plastic.
Yeah, some missing fingers. You know, it's not fabulous.
Bam! We stopped actively capturing because we had enough hours, and we needed Vitali's help. So
look at my lighting.
It's nice.
Yeah,
that's all Vitali's work.
I'm learning. I have some ideas, but this is better.
What do you? There's a lot of stuff we need to show.
Thank you both.
Yes, absolutely. I had fun with it. It is currently. Let's give some context. 8:38 p.m. We did have lunch at one point, but otherwise we started around.
It's been 2 days of work, like two long days for a lot of people.
Maybe 12 hours. Not like one day.
One 12-hour day.
So, quick walk around, I guess,
Yeah.
to go over stuff. There's a lot of work to do in here still. I have a lot of ideas I would like to do next time. But the main thing is, all I really got to here was this shelf. So we've got the coolers set up. You know, the goal here is just get Wendell a system he can use, put stuff back, have staff put it back, and then hopefully expand on. So
yay!
All the cooler hardware's here, the refill, liquid coolers, all that stuff. So anyway, there's one more thing in here. Anti-static bags have a drawer. Wendell, the way I would approach this, what we do at our office is when the drawer fills, I throw out whatever's left extra.
Because if you have that many anti-static, you've won the lottery.
You have everything you need. This is why I like having one spot for it in our office, because it's just like, it becomes very clear very fast that you have enough, you know? I don't think I did any other reorganization in here, really, so.
Probably the long-term plan is to get some a framing for the tubs. I really like that idea versus what we have here. And then we can go floor to ceiling with tubs, which I think will be a lot more efficient.
100%. There's a huge amount of potential in this room. We didn't get to the other side of the room to do the second set, but it is pretty good already. He can just play with the lighting.
Yeah, there's a lot less clutter over here, which is great. but it gives me some ideas of how I can kind of extend this and do something useful.
Right.
So.
And then other stuff. So anytime I didn't know what to do because other people were doing the important stuff, I was trying to work through organizing some of this. So we have some progress.
Gridfinity, that's the standard issue YouTuber thing, right? It's like we'll deploy Gridfinity as a solution, and so that's what we did here. But I need to keep printing.
Yeah, it is pretty good though. I mean, yeah. So we've got the screws sorted, tripod plates. There's these big bins you already had. I have emptied your random screw tray and sorted it.
Nice.
When Vitaly had me stand in to do the lighting, I had nothing else to do. Your AM4 plates are here. Your random
AM4 and 5.
Yeah, and 5 motherboard stuff. These are labeled more or less positionally, so hopefully it's easy for you to find stuff. This you already had.
This is my one, like literally every cable in here is I only have like 1 or 2 of them. So this is, you know, like, this is pre-MCIO. This is the 8-lane connector that was pre-MCIO that I'm drawing a blank on right now.
And this is what I was doing most of the day.
Yeah, it's
open
like
boxes, empty box, throw box out.
Yeah, this is
well.
That's from there, but
okay.
That's fine. So this is a PCIe Gen 4 Oculink. Oh yeah, that's the Oculink 8-lane. This is the Oculink 4-lane.
Do you want to protect it in here?
Yeah, because it's actual electronics, because your motherboard, you know, you can't trust your motherboard to have good redrivers on it. You need a PCIe card.
So there's more to do there. We got the stock cooler bin started pretty well. Your team member Amber ran around and stocked some of it. Cleaning wipes are in here. And then otherwise, not a lot of stuff here. Tape measure, because there should be one in every room. And I was going crazy trying to find a tape measure. So it is now labeled.
We have like 50 of those too, which is wild.
Yeah, that is wild. It took me like 30 minutes to find one. The lighting I don't know if...
It's glorious.
I can't explain it. Vitaly's the one who set it all up.
You'll have to go on camera and be like, this is what I did.
Yeah.
But he's behind the camera, so it's a problem.
No English.
That's kind of his superpower, you know? It's pretty awesome, really.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I don't want to deal with this situation. This is a great way out of it.
I don't speak English. Yeah. So yeah, there's I will point out the lights. I can't describe how they're intended because I'm not the lighting guy, but there's 2 panels up here. You already had those. They're on the truss. This one was helping, I think, just kind of eliminate some of the
shadows.
Yeah, create some of the distance. And then you've got a top down that's on a C-stand. You're gonna go get some sandbags for this at some point. I've just noticed that it has a mouse attached to it.
No.
Oh no, is that a power brick?
That's power
It looks
brick.
like a mouse from here. Okay, that is a lot.
It's because the lights are so bright.
And then yeah, you've got your mic on a boom, which we actually don't do this. It is much faster to work with though.
Yeah.
So for you, it makes a ton of sense.
Yeah. I want to just stand here and be like,
yeah,
I need to do this.
Yeah, I really like it. And then background, you can speak to better than me. So all we did was pull a shelf. Do you want to walk through some of the stuff?
I've got the Logic Analyzer, Ryan's cat mug, store.level1text.com, and
the analyzer has
mug.
a short story as well. Something about.
Oh yeah. So this was I did some actual, real, honest to goodness, interesting work very early in the early days, and so this Logic Analyzer helped me build and debug digital circuit logic. And so it's like, it's garbage, but I want to hang on to it forever because it was like, oh my gosh, this piece of equipment was wildly expensive, even though it was like used and old when I got it.
And some history and sentimental value too.
Yeah. And then like there's a Mac, this is actually a Mac, which is funny. And then this is a Mac SE, which is roughly from the same era. And this actually works. I've converted it to run on Flash. And then some KVMs and R2D2.
You've got 2 KVMs there.
Legos and Facepalm Picard and a 9 gigabyte hard drive from 25 years ago. Which when we started the channel, this was one of the jokes, is like we put Tay, Microsoft's, it went racist real fast, and so we put it in a dot matrix printer.
The LLM.
Yeah, well, it was before LLMs even.
Was it? Okay.
And then so
what was it considered?
It was like pre-LLM, AI kind of sort of. And so now it's funny because with LLMs, you can, as like a weekend project, you could build something far more sophisticated than Tay, and it's just funny because it's so racist it can only communicate through dot, and then it prints it out and you read it and it's like, oh, we can't say that, and then we put it back. So and then
and it's got camera.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's got it's a multimodal, so yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then we got our games.
We have the Teaching Sand to Think shirt, which is my favorite level 1 shirt.
Store.level1text.com.
That is one of the ones I have. Yeah.
The PDP-11 and the CO2 monitor, which lets us know the CO2 level is getting a little. It says target, so it's only 1,000, so that's not.
It was
terrible.
higher earlier. It was up at almost 1,400, I think.
Yeah. Oh no, we were. I think we peaked at like 1,600 or 1,800.
Yeah, and then Wendell was like,
we should open a window.
Maybe this is why we're feeling dumber by the minute, and it's not just reality setting in.
We got
not just age.
This was like, from Doom. Yeah. It's the classic game, but it's a piggy bank.
I like it.
So it's a lot of fun. And Tux the penguin.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then your projects robot, which we talked about definitely in my tour. I don't know if we talked about it in your thing at all.
Oh well, it's just leftovers. It was a college project that I had a lot of fun on. It's kind of like a standard robot platform, but I built my own software for figuring out, like, it learned how to walk on its own basically. So that was a lot of fun, interesting project.
Yeah, and then I like the video game shelf. The Quake box had a bit of a story to it, which we talked about in our video.
Yeah, this is the original Linux version of Quake. It's a 10 box, and it's for Linux. This was like what the retail package is like. Oh, you would like to run Quake 3 Arena on Linux at a time when Quake 3 Arena was a thing. So it's very old. It's one of the first.
And you wanted to support them.
Yeah.
And show them that.
I wanted to not pirate because this is Linux. I want to show that there's Linux support, so I bought it.
The Warcraft box looks good. Throw some color in. You've got the laptop.
Yeah, an ancient compact laptop.
The scope below it.
Yeah.
And the Intel logo upside down, which I believe was my suggestion because I said we should flip the Intel logo upside down like you would do in the US if you under an SOS situation. Except it's Intel and not a battleship.
Intel is kind of in an SOS type situation. It's worrying.
I don't think it's kind of. That's putting it very nicely. 3D chess from Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wiped that down and it totally changed color. The blue became super vibrant, looks great. Yeah, I really like how that looks there.
And we didn't find a place for the zombie golden girls.
There's space down there, but if you want to display them, that's not a good spot. I put this up here when I didn't know what to do with myself for a minute.
It's like, oh, Pentium Pro, it's so big, but then this is Epic, and so it's like processors haven't really, it's,
Some things are the same.
Yeah, it's an enormous package as well. There were a lot of, when Epic first came out, they were like, oh, this processor's enormous. I was like, well, it has a lot of pins, but the Pentium Pro was also an enormous processor. So.
And you've got this workbench back here, so potentially useful. I mean,
yeah.
I kind of see it as putting things, if you want to bring something to and from the foreground.
Yeah.
Yeah, or a test bench, whatever. You can throw a monitor here, run the cables back there, stuff like that. So it gives you more space to work here.
Yeah.
One of the things Vitaly does for our studio that people who are just into the more organizational side of things, so we still have, there's a lot of work we want to do here, but we had basically a day. So down here, we also do this in our studio. This is Vitaly's system. He does, so we do painter's tape. Gaffer's tape can leave some pretty bad residue. So painter's tape's good. We run a longer strip at the front and do sort of a cross strip at the back, and that just indicates the direction it should be pointed. Now these settings are saved in the camera, but they're written down too in case anything changes. Wrote down the zoom on the lens, because that can't be saved to the camera. And we've also taped the approximate foot location of the one standing light that's not on the truss with the, I can't see if it's over there, but it is over here, the brightness, which is right here, so that if anything changes, if Wendell's like, I need it to be temporarily brighter, he can very easily restore everything back to stock.
Yep, and I got to leverage the setup, one of the KVMs. So the camera is plugged into a KVM, which is plugged into the bench in the back of the room. And so
if you turn around, you'll see us seeing us.
I can get a preview image that's enormous. Look at the giant on-the-wall preview image from the camera, which is just right there. Isn't it glorious? It's glorious.
Now you'll just have to make sure you don't accidentally stare back there. So it'll look a little weird from the lens if you're just like looking over there.
Hello. No, hello. There we go. This is awesome. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank both of you.
Absolutely.
It's awesome.
It's a great setup. Let's do a quick shot from your camera location itself.
Okay.
So now we're on your camera.
Yay! That's exciting.
Yeah.
And we're using an overhead microphone.
You know what I really like
opposed to
though?
live.
Yeah. And getting the tripods reduced, I'm a big fan of. So we were able to get a lot of stuff off the ground and moving this. Well, that was already on a boom, I guess, but it was not on the truss, right? The mic, yeah. So, and then the overhead's optional. You can remove that whenever you're not using it. But
yeah, this will move between the conference room. Like, I actually don't like the idea of a permanently mounted overhead camera, unless it was like way up there.
Which we could do.
We
did that at our studio.
We could do, yeah.
Maybe that's a next time thing.
I like being able to reach it and swap the camera out, or just carry it to another room.
Right.
So
it looks great. And honestly, that side of the room's not too bad now. Like now that we got all the stuff out.
Yeah.
So, plus you've got a table that's clean, you can use a swap.
Yeah, well that's a foldy table too, so that's like the emergency, oh god, what's going on?
I have a problem, yeah. Yeah.
Normally it's just hanging out like folded.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
I think it's good.
It is good. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Sweet. Well, I will be back to work on hopefully the storage closet. I know you want to work on that, but you're also going to have a lot of work back there, and so there's plenty to do.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yay!
This is your video. You can close it the way you close it.
I'm going to go hang out in the forum now. You can ask questions and be like, hey, I saw the thing that you didn't point out. What gives with that thing? And it's fine. Thanks for hanging out in the forum. Being awesome.
Store.level1text.com. You can buy the Sand Thinking shirt.
Or don't, I don't care.
He bought lunch for us. So if you buy that shirt, then you're basically giving me money.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yep.
Technically not untrue. All right, I'm signing out and I'll see you in the forums.